Hello everyone, welcome to Full Moon Movies. There are war films that shock, and then there are war films that dissect the soul. Full Metal Jacket sits in the second category, not because of its violence alone, but because Stanley Kubrick treats war as a psychological experiment. Watching the 4K Steelbook edition today, the film feels even colder, sharper, and more surgical than when it appeared in 1987. Kubrick doesn't give you a traditional three-act arc or a heroic climax. Instead, he builds a world where young men are stripped down, broken, rebuilt, and then thrown into something they aren't emotionally equipped to understand. Matthew Modine's Private Joker is the entry point, a voice of the apparent humor who carries doubt underneath. Joker's journey is not heroic, it is an observation of survival mechanism, a way to pretend he is above the madness while slowly being pulled into it. Modine plays the character with an emotional split that becomes clearer on each rewatch. He laughs, he smirks, he cracks jokes, but his eyes betray discomfort, like a man using irony as armor. Joker's arc is subtle. He starts believing he can watch war like it's a story happening to others, and ends realizing that war has already written into him as a script. But the heart of Full Metal Jacket is not Joker, it's Pyle, played by Vincent D'Onofrio's gut-wrenching portrayal of a recruit who wasn't built for the machine. The opening boot camp sequence is so iconic because Kubrick R. Lee Ermey's gunnery sergeant Hartman dominates the frame with his voice, his insults, and his perfect rhythm. Hartman is not just a drill instructor, he's a force of nature, the embodiment of military conditioning. Every insult has purpose, every punishment has shape, and every moment pushes Pyle deeper into a place where he cannot survive. D'Onofrio transforms physically and emotionally. Watching him struggle, collapse, rise, then snap is one of the most disturbing emotional journeys in cinema. By the time he smiles in the bathroom with a rifle loaded, whispering 762 Full Metal Jacket, the audience sees a man who has been dismantled and rebuilt into something the world can't really handle. Kubrick shoots this scene with silence as the enemy. No music, no dramatic cues, just choices, consequences, and the inevitability of breakdown. When Joker is forced to confront Pyle, it becomes the moment Joker stops being a spectator and becomes a participant. The film's second half in Vietnam shifts tone but not intention. The humor becomes darker, the violence more casual, and the psychological detachment more visible. Joker, Rafterman, Animal Mother, and the rest of the squad navigate a world where death feels normal and morality feels like an old idea. Joker's helmet says "Born to Kill" while he wears a peace sign on his jacket. Now, this is a contradiction that defines the entire movie. Kubrick isn't just asking the audience to choose one side, he's showing that in a war, people wear two truths at once: survival and sanity. The sniper sequence is the emotional climax and one of Kubrick's greatest achievements. The squad moves through a ruined landscape of broken buildings and burnt palm trees, like a war zone so empty it feels like a graveyard. The sniper is unseen, patient, and frighteningly efficient. Soldiers fall one by one until Joker faces the shooter himself, a young Vietnamese girl, barely old enough to be in school, holding a rifle almost as heavy as she is. It's Kubrick's final commentary. In war, innocence dies on both sides. Joker's climax is not just victory, it's a moral collapse. He kills because he has to, not because he triumphs. Critically, Full Metal Jacket was praised for its performances, its cold precision, and the unforgettable first half in the training camp. Some reviewers felt the second half was more scattered or episodic, but over time, audiences have come to understand that the structure Kubrick was showing was how the mechanized cruelty of training creates soldiers who will eventually walk through Vietnam like ghosts. The film earned over 120 million worldwide, a strong box office success for an R-rated psychologically heavy war film with no traditional hero. Today, critics rank it alongside Apocalypse Now and Platoon, though Kubrick's style remains uniquely detached and cerebral. From a filmmaking standpoint, Kubrick's composition is immaculate. Every shot has geometry, every line of dialogue is deliberate, every sound is placed with intention. The 4K restoration brings out the sharpness of the barracks and the textures of the uniforms, the sweat on Piles's face, and the eerie glow of the burning city. Colors are natural, grain is preserved, and the HDR grading enhances fire, metal, and skin tones without modernizing Kubrick's look. The Dolby Atmos mix doesn't exaggerate, instead it spreads the environment around you. Echoing boots, rifle shots cracking through empty buildings, the eerie silence before Piles collapse. And for collectors, the Steelbook edition is a beauty worth displaying. The front artwork features the lead Marine in matte finish, his glasses reflecting a streak of dark pine trees against an orange burning sky. An image that captures the film's haunting blend of calm and chaos. If you look at the back of the Steelbook artwork, it shows the sniper's background with rows of palm trees lines against the ruined structures where the shootout occurs. And the artwork inside the Steelbook shows the striking image of the entire squad waiting in the ruined building. Lit in that orange-brown glow becomes one of the most iconic frames in the film. The Steelbook has a premium matte finish, rich colors, and a thoughtful cinematic layout that reflects the emotional weight of the movie. In conclusion, Full Metal Jacket is not a film you simply watch. It's a film that examines you as much as you examined it. Kubrick strips war of heroism, comedy of innocence, and characters of certainty. The 4K Steelbook elevates this experience not just visually but emotionally, giving new clarity to a film that was already razor sharp. If you're a collector, a Kubrick admirer, or someone who seeks cinema that confronts rather than comforts, this release is essential. Now, this movie is a must-watch.